earlier in the day when the national and county governments indicated that they were about to conclude a return to work formula with the doctors, but the doctors have expressed reservations. Now the government has given doctors up to Tuesday, that is the 23rd of April 2024, to conclude their discussions and give a way forward over the ongoing nationwide strike. The strike has entered its 41st day, and the head of public service, Felix Koskei, says the negotiations they have been holding have achieved 96% of the desired outcome. Representatives from both sides have drafted a return to work formula after several consultative meetings to which the union is expected to vote and give the final outcome as to whether the strike will be called off. A desperate attempt to have doctors call off their strike flopped last night when they failed to turn up for a crucial meeting called by head of public service Felix Koskei,
which has been running late from afternoon to night until yesterday around midnight.
The doctors said the decision on whether or not to call off the strike rested entirely with their union's National Advisory Council. They said that was more important than attending meeting with no concrete way forward.
But then from these discussions, there are some things we've not yet agreed with government, but we have to laud their efforts because they've really committed to the discussion so far.
The doctors' absence from the meeting aimed at ending the 41-day-old strike underlines the deepening gulf between the health professions and the authorities in resolving the healthcare crisis. The government had earlier expressed optimism that the strike will be called off, citing a successful 3-day meeting from Friday to Sunday night, in which all but one of the 18 points were agreed upon, which the doctors said was a make or break issue for them.
In negotiations, people cannot get everything they are looking for. And as a government, we've really bent backwards. We've made a lot of concessions. Out of 18 issues, we have got one issue. Surely, under whatever examination, that's an A, if not an A+. It's an A+. It's 96%. We have really overachieved.
We are almost at the tail end of this process, so we are waiting for the affirmation. But I want also to confirm that last week, Wednesday, I did appear before the Senate and the National Assembly, and the question of Linda Mama came up, the claims that have been outstanding. I would like to confirm that on Friday, the Ministry of Health did receive 4.3 billion from National Treasury, and starting today, we have started paying of claims that have already been reconciled and verified. So from today, facilities that had provided services, including Linda Mama, should start receiving their claims from NHIF.
The union insider said they are not keen on calling off the strike until the main issue of posting and payment of intern doctors is addressed.
But on the issue of medical interns, which is very clear in the collective bargaining agreement, they're saying they have to wait for the court case before it's sorted out. But we've had the opinion that this thing is in the CBA, which is a court order, and therefore need to be implemented. And it's something that we cannot say can wait anymore. That's why we were having our National Advisory Council today, where we're discussing all those things that were offered to us by government. One thing that can't wait is the issue of medical interns. They have to be posted, and as per the collective bargaining agreement. We also have the issue of employment of doctors. It is an issue that is in the CBA, but it's not been done, and there's a big shortage. So we want to look at how we're going to employ, because we identify gaps together, and we saw that there's need to have doctors employed. There's also the issue of postgraduate doctors who are self-sponsored, who actually offering services in level 5 and level 6 facilities. This one also we had a point of divergence, which we want to look at how do we come together on it.
A return to work formula drawn up by representatives of both sides is being discussed by the doctors' union. It is now understood a vote will be taken on whether or not to call off the strike or suspend.
Either part of intern or anything, then no doctor in the country feels safe. So we really expect that the government will soften their stand on this particular process.
From the setup at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, the meeting venue, it was clear to the government that the doctors would sign a pact to call off the strike. In response to the doctors' absence, Mr. Koskei, the chairman of the Whole Nation Approach team, said they were optimistic that everything will be resolved. He said they understood that doctors needed to consult and they were giving them time to complete their discussions.
As we wait for the white smoke, which we believe is coming,
We sat yesterday up to almost midnight. We agreed on all the issues. We issued all the issues we had talked about. And we want to believe that the KMPDU are just being magnanimous to ensure that they have wide consultation with their members. It is just an issue of time. But even as they do this, we want to commit to them that the issues that we did discuss yesterday were not just words that were spoken. We meant them, and we still have the same stand that whatever we gave yesterday, the county governments, or the issues, because we had 99, not 99, but 101% agreement on the issue, all the issues by the county government. We mean them, and we mean we've come a long way.
He said doctors had been having their meetings, hence the reason why they did not turn up for the scheduled meetings.
Discussion, you remember from 21st March, we had a meeting. On 27th March, we had a meeting. And the latest meeting that we had was yesterday, where we had candid discussions, and we had largely agreed on almost all the issues except one. All the issues, in fact, the issues that were concerning the counties were cleared 100%. The issues that concerned national government were all cleared except one, the issue of payment of interns. And we all agreed, and even we initialed the draft document. And we agreed that the union leadership goes back to report to their council and their membership so that they can ratify for us to come and sign the return to work agreement.
The chairman of the Council of Governors, Anwe Guru, said all the issues the unions were demanding had been addressed, and they were giving the doctors time to conclude their discussions.
All matters that the unions were asking that have to do with county governments have all been agreed and resolved and initialed, and they are just going through their process of ratifying the same with their membership. And once they are done, we were expecting that they will be done by 2. Unfortunately, the meeting seems to be taking long, but as we've all agreed that we will reconvene tomorrow for the final signing, and we're looking forward to the strike being called off.
Governors and state officials who had been waiting for the doctors for 4 hours from 2 p.m. said it was unfortunate that the doctors had deliberately refused courtesies extended to them by the government.
The union will do the rightful thing, not for the interest of ourselves as government or doctors, but for the interest of all Kenyans. And I want to say that there are fears by the union that there have been so many attempts to do this, return to work, and then leave them or leave the process there. The court ruling was very clear that we have to deal with perennial issues. And therefore, part of what we have agreed is how we will be engaged from the highest level. Head of Public Service, Council of Governors, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Labor, my ministry, that we will remain engaged.
However, the doctors accused the state of grossly aggregating what happened at the meeting. Before the strike, a letter was sent to Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha requesting the posting of junior doctors, but this was reportedly never acted upon. A second strike notice was sent and talks began to end the strike. It was only when everything stalled that the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Dentists and Pharmacists Union officially launched a strike on 6th of March 2024. The union has accused Ms. Nakhumicha and Director General Patrick Amoth of being insincere in talks and misleading negotiators.
These are the issues that need to be resolved. We just expect them to soften their stand on this issue of internship, the issues of employment, because at the end of the day, these are things that uphold the sanctity of the CBA, and the CBA is a law. So whenever there's a plan to violate it, either part of intern or anything, then no doctor in the country feels safe.
For Special Report, Amesh Msimbi.